Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives you?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. We are here for episode number 51.
Area 51.
Area 51, no-go zone. My name is Christian Dragonetti, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friend and Australian PJ professional. I've lost it here, Mr. Joel Mitchell. Joel, mate, what's going on?
So sorry. That was impulse bad, eh? That was impulse
You've
bad,
completely fucked us. Anyway, how you know?
I'm very good. I'm very good, actually.
You good?
Yeah. Oh, man, I lost my train of thought then. But
You did.
No, I'm very well. Very good. The reason why I say that, someone actually mentioned to me during the week that they can tell when I'm playing well or not by the way I speak on the pod.
Yeah.
A very active listener.
It's not hard to judge, but yeah, I can get
That's
it.
what I mean. They can always tell.
Yeah.
And I go, oh yeah, weather's fucking shit. Oh, he's shot 90 on the weekend. Or I'm like, yeah, I'm good. The weather's good. Okay, he's shot 60. Like that sort of
Yeah.
shit. But no, we've got a bit to get into.
We do.
Today. We've got progress report on both our ends.
Yep.
We've got some new drivers on display to discuss, and then straight into our questions. So
Absolutely.
we're going to try and stay on those tracks and try not to deviate too much.
No,
But,
let's try not to.
How are you going
First
anyway?
Yeah, I'm good. Just motoring on, cruising through life and through
Routine
the long
based.
weekend. It's been a lovely long weekend. First things first, mate. Recent rounds. Let's go. Do you want me to go first? Because I feel like you've got a bit to talk about.
Yeah, there's a little bit to touch on. Yeah, go for it.
So my most recent round was on Saturday, nice and early in the morning. Mitch and I teed off at like 7:30.
Beautiful.
Played off 8, had 34 points, and honestly, it was the most average round of golf I've played in a long time.
As long as everything's average, it's fine.
Yeah. Driver was pretty good. That's probably the highlight of the day. Driver was really good. Putting was like just at times really good and at times really poor. Short game was good.
Good.
Irons was all right. Like
That leads into the progress report.
yeah, we'll
Anyway,
get into the progress
get into
report in
that.
a little bit. But yeah, like things are just everything's just sort of there.
Yeah.
Like there or thereabouts.
Yeah. You know why that is? It's because you've been working on your bad stuff.
Correct.
You can play bad and have 34. You're flying.
Yeah, and that's honestly, we were discussing it, Mitch and I, afterwards, and just said, look, I don't think I did anything too special today.
Don't have to. You just. How many wipes did you have?
2, I think, maybe 1, because it was par. It was par as well. Like it wasn't even Stableford. So there was like,
So if you had a couple bogeys, then they go in as wipes.
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So like, and there was and to be honest, like I went out there,
So you had 2 down.
2 down.
Yeah.
correct.
Oh, that's not bad.
Nah, and there were holes where like we were out of the hole, just pick the ball up.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it wasn't one of those like normally in a par round, if I'm in a bit of form and I'm playing more for the stroke score than I am the par,
yeah.
I'll putt out everything, even if it's for a minus.
Yeah.
But considering that things are just not great at the moment, I'm like, fuck it, who cares? I've got to putt for a minus. Who cares? Pick it up. Let's go. You know what I mean? So
Fair enough.
we just played, and we were also battling the time because we had an event on Saturday
Oh
afternoon.
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so that we had that on in the Arvo.
That's
so
solid enough.
yeah, I can't complain. It's just a nice little.
As long as the main thing you've been working on, which once we'll touch on in a sec, but the main thing you've been working on was better. That's
Yeah.
all we need. That's
Yep.
all we need. It's step 1.
Yep.
Fantastic.
So it's getting. Oh, dude.
Oh, fuck.
You're
yeah.
gonna fucking froth this.
Here we go.
I am 16.
Uh-huh.
You don't take driver on 16 at Heidelberg,
usually
notoriously.
2-iron.
Two iron
Usually
to the
2
corner, and you'll trust like a 9-iron up there, whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
I will roast driver, especially at the moment because it's on a string.
Yeah.
I will roast it as hard as I can.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Fly the corner. So I did, and I had 73 meters in.
Yeah.
Problem area, for granted, for the last sort of few weeks, right?
Yeah. Inside 80 is being a
Inside 80 is like, right? Do we need a rake?
clench the arsehole.
Yeah, what tool are we going to use
Or
for
do
this
I
one?
throw it?
Yeah, am I throwing it? Am I using a rake? Do I grab a spoon out of the kitchen drawer? What's happening? But no, I was like, you know what? And there was a few shots leading up to that where I hadn't hit like that draw swing that we'd spoken about. And I'm like, right,
Not draw swing feeling.
draw feeling, whatever.
Yeah.
Same shit.
No, it's not.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, right, let's strip it right back and let's just focus on that. That feeling.
Yeah. It's kind of like I know what I'm talking about.
Just it came out middle.
Just.
It clicked.
Just.
Nippy as anything.
Just.
One hop stop that far away from the hole. Just walked up. Thanks. Double plus.
You get a shot on 16?
Yeah.
You suck.
It's 8. It's rated 8 at the moment. You know.
Fuck, I never. Oh.
Yeah, 16's rated 8, and it's honestly, I'm disgusted in myself that I get a shot on there. It's
If that's rock bottom, we're good. We're
Yeah,
fine. We're
yeah,
all right.
we're
If
all right.
8's rock bottom, we're good.
Yeah. So
Fuck.
nah, and
Good.
Everything's moving in the right direction. The mind is still great.
Good.
The feeling's still great.
Good.
Michael SGM and I went and had a
He
hit
had a
this morning.
resurgence.
Yes.
Yeah.
SGM and I went out and had a hit this morning. Today's the 27th, it's a public holiday. Mm-hmm. And we tried to beat the heat because it's hot outside.
Yeah.
And we just went up the top of left of 10 to the short game
Yeah,
area
short game
and
area.
just spent an hour there just clipping wedges.
Good.
And
Good.
every time we'd hit, because I brought my shag bag
Yeah.
that you gave me, and every time we'd go through that and go collect them, we're just looking at each other going, fuck, these are close.
Yeah, like it's
the-
just.
Yeah,
crazy.
we might have missed the green maybe in the hour and a half that we were there. We might have missed the green combined maybe 12 times
That's fuck all.
from anywhere
That's
from
fuck all.
60 to right
With a
next to it.
combined handicap of 16.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
Pretty solid.
That's pretty good.
So both of us are in a much better space than
Good.
than
You're
were.
putting your heads down though. That's what
100%.
you're doing. You're both putting your heads down.
And we've spoken
what you
about it in
need.
the past.
And you'll see progress.
And I've spoken about it particularly with Rim, where we've decided to keep each other accountable.
Yep.
And now I've got that in SGM as well. Rim, you and I still keep in touch every now and again, just sort of see how things are going. But
Yep. Quick top up.
SGM's there to just sort of
Beautiful.
hold my hand and
Mediate
go
it.
practice with. So
I like it.
it's really good. But you, mate, talk to me.
I've been working very hard.
Yes.
So, and it's literally only been I'm not going to say a week, but
It's been a week. Shut up.
since okay, so myself and Marcus, we've been working together over the past few months.
We discussed this a bit in
We
depth
have.
last week.
You would have known about that anyway. I'm actually just going to jump a few carriages here. I played Tuesday morning.
Okay.
And I walked off the golf course, and this is when Tuesday, it might have been the Tuesday before. I'm not sure. You hated me because I said I shot under par and hated myself.
Yeah, that was last week.
It was last week. So anyway, that was the last round I played, right? Like full comp round. And I walked off that golf course going, I have no idea where the club head is. I don't know how to swing it. Like that's just what I felt. Like
Yeah.
I just went back to muscle memory and I wasn't confident. Hit the ball, what I felt was awful.
And then it was that afternoon that you went and had a hit with Raptor.
Yeah, it was that really hot day.
Yep.
the
That
other
was
week.
literally the day we recorded last. So
That might have been it. Yeah. So it was last week, and I felt disgusting. I didn't have any control. I felt so. I went to him. I'm like, I don't know what
Let's
I'm
fix
doing.
it.
I don't know what I'm doing. I said, I felt like I'm standing over it. I'm like, yeah, this feels all right. The second I take that club back, fuck. Like I didn't know. Anyway, so he goes, righto, out we go, and I'm like, it's 38 degrees.
yeah,
And he goes, he looks at me and goes, and? I'm like, what do you mean, and? 38 degrees, dude. And he goes, are you going to piss and moan about that if you go and play a tour event? Are you going to piss and moan about that? And I'm like, fair enough. So I grabbed my bag, right? Anyway, we went and grabbed range balls and we went down to the bottom level. He goes, righto, hit. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I was talking him through what I was feeling. Anyway, and we come to the conclusion, it's not even a surprise, like we already know this, that I fire my hips early.
we discussed this last week, Joel.
Yeah, I'm just
depth.
Anyway, I fire my hips early, and anyway, we tidied that up. Did I explain the lesson?
Yes.
We did. I did. All right, cool.
That's why I'm saying we discussed it last week.
Just making sure, just catching everyone up. And the work all through the week, I was just working on this one feeling, not caring how I hit it, where the ball went. And for the first couple of range sessions, especially Thursday, Friday sort of thing, wasn't hitting at that crash hot.
Yes.
So I'm like, all right, well, that's all right. As long as I'm doing this feeling, it'll be fine. Then Saturday night, I went after work and had a hit. And it didn't click, but I'm doing the same feeling, what felt like the same the previous 2 days, but I'm starting to find the ball again.
Yes.
Starting to come out.
It's starting to come together.
It felt because I was just persisting with it. Then I played Sunday morning, had no care about the score. And yeah, went out there and had a bogey 364. And I'm like, sick. With so much ball control. So much ball control. It was crazy.
The first question that comes to mind, and one that Marcus had asked on his stories as well, you feel like you still got the yips at Rosanna?
Okay, listen.
So there's been a lot to come out of this because
You know-
if you kept up with our stories in the last little while, you would have seen Marcus post up some videos as well and collaborate with us on some videos of your golf swing that looks prime, by the way.
It's looking and feeling so much better.
100% it does.
Yeah.
You would have seen that. You would have seen it accompanied, like a scorecard accompanied by, does this bloke reckon he still has the yips? Marcus put that up. And then I shared that to our story going, I bet he's going to tell me he played shit as well.
No. So I was so relieved. And you know what
It was a massive relief, not just for you, But me and SGM were chatting about it today, and we were like, "Thank fuck,"
Why?
because we're just like it's been a battle the last few weeks. We're not used to
from my head, yeah.
hearing you on this podcast and you and I in our personal lives just chatting to each other, going, "It's not coming together." I don't know what it is.
It wasn't that was coming together. It's just one over the break, over the festive season, we'll call it, and the New Year's, and then after birthdays and some of the shit that was going on. I wasn't playing.
No.
But that didn't compute in my head. I'm like, just because I'm not playing doesn't mean I can't play well. Yeah, well, yes, it does, because I'll tell you the fucking same thing, but it didn't compute in my head because I'm a head case, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, after a little bit of work I've been doing the last 2 weeks, it felt natural again.
Of course.
And have ball control, and I'm able to, hit my numbers, and like had some control in the greens again. And there was a couple that I'm just like, you're doing it again, you're overeating or whatever it was. But I was actually able to hold something, which was awesome. And I'm like, fuck, it's like all it took was me just to get back into a routine to go shoot those numbers again. So now, like after that round, I'm like, you fuckwit, you just weren't playing.
Yeah.
I just wasn't practicing at all.
Yeah.
I'm just going out once a week and then trying to expect to shoot a score. And so I hit 17 greens or something like that. And there was a lot of holes. Like I didn't have there was no fives on the scorecard. Everything was 4 or better, which I was really relieved with. And
so you birdied all the par fives.
yeah,
Sick.
yeah. So I
Fuck. Are we about to enter the phase of no pars on par fives? Are we actually?
No, yes, but no. Pars are your friend on any golf course on any hole, but
except par fives.
Except for par fives, yeah. Fuck that, Michael. No, not the point. Yeah, so I birdied 12 and 14, missed a putt from this far on 13. I'm like, fuck's sake, you've lost it again, right? Not the point. I birdied 12 and 14, 17, 18, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then missed this like 12-footer. It wasn't a guaranteed putt, but it definitely could have made it with the momentum I had.
Yeah.
And I missed this putt on 3 and then parred in and birdied 9.
Yeah.
But I felt like I just had control, and it was a lot better. And this new little feeling that me and Marcus has been implementing is what I needed this whole time, because nothing was connected, and that's why it felt so wrong. The second I took that club back, everything was disconnected again.
Yeah.
So that's why standing over it feels as fucking same. But it's that little connection on the downswing throughout the body, throughout the lower body, and then everything turns with it. And so everything's going at the same sort of speed.
Yeah.
And it just feels so natural now. So like credit to Marcus being able to go, that's why this feels so wrong, is because this is out of sync again. And so, I've locked everything up. It almost felt like we'll stand on the range. It almost felt like if anyone wants to watch the repost I do later, or jump onto Facebook or Instagram and look at Mark's stories and post and stuff like that, you'll be able to see me talking through
You
it.
can actually jump on our Instagram, because we've collaborated with Marcus on that.
Jump onto ours as well, and you'll be able to see that post. And there's one video where you hear me talking through it, and you hear me talking my feelings what it actually feels like.
When Marcus invited us to collaborate on Instagram with that,
Hopefully that's an eye opener. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, cool, no dramas, accept, move it on, like just whatever. And then I didn't actually look at it. So this morning when I got up and whatever, I was like, let's actually have a look at this. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, these are videos. Sweet. Hit the volume button. I'm like, oh, fuck, he's talking. Let's have a crack. And I'm listening to you talk about it. I'm like, yeah, no, I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
And then the next video is like everything you changed. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. That's
even I was
it?
just like light bulb. Because again, I've seen your golf swing millions of times before. Right? And so, it's just...
It's
so
really
different.
It's really, because the feeling and the way it looks, I actually like looking at my golf swing now, because in a fast motion, in full motion, in full pace, and not doing any slow-mos or anything like that.
Yep.
I'd look at my swing and go, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. But I'd slow it down, and there's things moving when they shouldn't. There's things going early, things going late. I'm like, oh. But I didn't know how to change it. I didn't know what needed to move first or not. You know what I mean? And so Marcus literally, this was hilarious. We're in 39-degree heat, right, out on the range, and he's standing behind me on his knees, literally like behind me, holding my belt.
Oh, really?
And he goes, take your backswing. And on the backswing, literally before I take the club down, my hips started moving. And it was like, in my mind, I'm like, no shit. Like, because he now knows he can't just tell me to not move something.
He's got to show it.
He's got to make me feel it, because I'm such a feel-based player.
That is the perfect example of what a good coach would do.
Correct.
A good coach will understand that different people learn differently.
Exactly.
With me, you've done it before in the past where you've shown me a video and gone, see this? Fuck it off. And I'm like, oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, got it.
Right? You just explain it to me. I'm like, okay, it makes sense. And
Yeah.
then you show me and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah,
okay, I got it. Figured it out.
So you click visually.
Yes.
I click feeling wise. So if I look at the swing, I'm like, but I don't know how to. And
But
then
if-
he told me. So I literally felt like in that range session, I just literally swing with my arms.
Yes.
My arms and my upper body just move.
It looks like what the changes that you've made make your golf swing look lazy in a sense because
Yeah.
it's just here, there, ball's gone. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh,
Goes the same distance.
Yeah.
And I literally, he goes, hit a chip shot. Just hit it with your shoulders. And we're hitting 5 irons. And on the flight scope, I was carrying this 5 iron like 176 to 184. It was
Yeah.
somewhere around there. If I caught one hot, anyway. And that was me with my previous swing going after it with the hips and the hands were trailing behind. And I'd use my hands to fucking hit it. And I'm good enough to square the club face up. But if I'm swinging it poorly, everything's all out of whack. I'd
Yeah.
hit it everywhere, right? And then he goes, right, now, don't fire your hips until literally he said don't feel like your hips move until you hit the ball. So that's what I'm doing. So I felt like I was doing that. But in reality, I was getting there.
Yeah.
And it was in this slot. And he goes, right, now just feel like you chip it. So I felt like I was going at 60%. Then he shows me the flight scope number and I'd fly at 181. And I'm like, I chipped it, Raptor. I chipped it. He goes, you're in the fucking slot now, cock. He goes, hit the ball. And I'm like, righto. So I sped it up a little bit and I'm flying at 5 meters further, trying 20% less. And it was just like, it was mind blowing.
because there's the,
And going dead fucking straight.
and because the sequencing's fixed.
It's there now. Everything feels like it's in motion. So now I just feel like I just hit the ball with my arms.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't need to think about my body rotating because it already does.
See, yeah, again, it's a weird thing how the golf swing works when it's not going well. You and I have spent time in the past with my golf swing going through irons and wedges and driver, and the sequencing can be so off.
Yeah.
And there are so many factors that can play a part of that, right? You've had your back problems in the past. I'm always battling this hip.
Yeah.
Sitting in a pub for 16 or 12 and a half hours on Saturday on a bar stool didn't help me at all on Saturday.
Didn't do you favours.
I woke up like I'd been, abused on Sunday morning.
Someone spike your drinks with alcohol again.
Horribly.
Shout out to
right?
Luke.
Yeah. So I'm just sitting there going, screaming, getting off the couch yesterday. Literally, right? And then I'm texting SGM going, so what time we going tomorrow to have a hit? And the missus is going, what the fuck are you doing? Stay home. Go to bed.
No.
No, right?
Don't
So we
wanna.
went and did short game and then we jumped on the range and hit a bucket of balls. And I'm just cruising at 35%. I can't hit anything harder because as soon as I start hitting everything harder, my hands
sore.
are starting to take over from my hip. So I'm literally just going, and I hit it like absolute dog shit on the range today. But I'm like, who cares? The hip's not there.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. Don't go thinking that you need to change everything.
No.
Because I literally just came off a good ball
Correct.
striking day on Saturday. Like, don't stress myself out thinking that it's all gone to shit.
Once
Because
you hit, if you hit
15
it bad,
shit
doesn't
ball-
mean something needs to change.
Correct.
Yeah, but that's why on like I sometimes know that I might go out tomorrow and hit it real average, but do feel like I'm doing the same thing and it looks the same. I just didn't quite.
Yeah.
There was a millimeter out, but last week when I actually said to Raptor, I'm like, this is bad.
Yeah.
I said we need to do something because I could sense my body told me, like my golf game told me. He goes, oh.
Bro, you were last week. We're in the same shoes that I was in 3 weeks ago, ringing you, going, "Hey, Joel, help me, please! It's fucked."
Yeah, so
So
it's really really exciting because
it's really exciting.
Now I feel like I've got some control.
yeah,
Or back.
Yes,
I feel
correct.
like I can actually control it again.
and I feel like the next time you and I get together and have a hit, we'll obviously go over the short game stuff as well. But
Yeah.
I might get you to have a look at the full swing as well.
Yeah.
If the hip's feeling good,
We'll implement some things.
we'll just have a gaze
if
over
need
it.
be.
Just lubricate the joints.
Sometimes
a
it
little
just
bit.
needs to be words. Sometimes it's just words where you just need to integrate a feeling that you once had.
The amount of times I've known what I was doing wrong and not trusted myself,
Yeah.
but then heard you or previous coaches in the past turn around and say the same shit,
Yeah.
and then you go, oh, "Fuck, you knew it all along."
Yeah.
Just trust it.
Just back it. Let's just back it.
So-
Because it never really has to change because you don't swing it. Well, everyone swings it differently. But from time to time, generally there's always the two or three mistakes that sort of fall off the edge, and that's what you need to grab again.
Yes.
And that's, it doesn't mean you need to do a complete change. So anyway.
Nah, very good. The progress report is that there is progress.
There absolutely is progress, and my round yesterday was like I hold this putt on 9, And you know what else? You know what else was just a slight change? I was actually getting to the green a lot better. I was hitting fairways. I was hitting greens with control. I was able to do the ball did what I wanted it to do. The wedges felt great. I worked on short game because I wasn't hitting it so good. I'm like, fuck. Well, I need to make sure the short game's Mickey Mouse. So because if I'm not hitting it good, that needs to be good. So the short game's unreal. And then because I'm hitting it better now, particularly yesterday, the putter was not under pressure.
Yes.
So I putted better.
It's huge.
It was like, it's so obvious. Everyone's like, yeah, no shit. And I always say it to you guys. I always say it to everyone that, yeah, if you hit it better, like, but now and then it sort of was a little bit of a light bulb. I'm like, Joel, you're too hard on yourself. You weren't hitting it great because you're not playing enough.
Yes.
And then now you're saying you're putting shit because you're not boxing everything. It's like, it just goes hand in hand anyway.
It's crazy how the game works in the sense that, like, if one area of the game is really bad to your standards, it puts so much pressure, like you said, on the other aspects.
Yeah.
So I felt as though, like, with my short game being the big elephant in the room, right? There was heaps of pressure on my driver, heaps of pressure on, like, so off the tee and then with my irons. Because if I miss greens, danger.
Yeah, danger. Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, it's
but then also you
white
put
hole.
too much pressure on yourself to hit fairways first, because you can't hit the green without hitting the fairway. Or you can.
Yeah,
but like it's
but-
a lot easier to hit the green if you've hit the fairway.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you put pressure on your driver off the tee to make it work, and then all of a sudden you get steery, and then you're in trouble. So you're chipping out sideways. Then you're leaving yourself a layup, and then you got a chip on and two putt. Next thing you know, it's a 6,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
where'd that come from?"
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, like I've said it to SGM and to Mitch in the past. I'm just like, it's ridiculous how, like, when one area of the game is starting to get good and come better again, that was so lacking in previous moments, that, like, the rest of the game just takes a sigh of relief and goes, right. All of a sudden, the ball just finds itself being in a better position. You know, all of a sudden, instead of having a 15-foot putt for bogey, it's a 10-foot putt for birdie. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. It's just the difference. Like I put my head down for the past 2 weeks, really trying to dial in each part of the game, and I don't want it to only pay off for one round. Like I'm going to play tomorrow. I'm playing in the morning, and then me and Marcus are going to do a little bit of work on a Wednesday just to make sure the tune's still there, make sure I'm doing the right things, and yeah, it's the grind is on now
The grind is on.
because I'm relieved to say now that I've finished my last video for my assessments.
Awesome.
So now everything's just is up now.
Yeah.
Just needs to wait for it to be marked. I get my certificate, and I hope everyone actually notices the people I'm closest to the most I've been around. It feels like there's been a car lifted off me. And so now I feel lighter, I feel better. I actually went out yesterday with nothing in the back of my fucking head.
Yeah.
Like it's
so different.
yeah.
It's so different. But
New
and
days.
the last thing I'll say on this
Yep.
is, for people listening, sometimes you just need to understand that this is one of the most complex games, right? In the sense that, yes, it's a stationary object that
the
you hit,
hardest golf game,
right?
hardest game on the
but
fucking
you stand parallel to your target, you swing across your body, and it's a complicated movement, your human body movement, to where if you're off by half a degree over the course of 200 yards, it could mean the difference between you hitting it online or missing by 45 yards.
Yeah. Let's just say golf is the only sport that I can think of right off the top of my head right now that under no matter what the elements are, except for extreme, like lightning and fucking heat or extreme rain, that you have to be out in the elements no matter what. Whereas when it plays footy, like if it rains a bit, the ball gets slippery so fucking wide. It changes the game a little bit,
Yeah.
but that's about it. Second it rains in cricket, off they get. Doesn't
Yeah.
rain in fucking basketball, you're inside. It's
Yeah.
always the same. Whereas on a golf course, the second you make contact with that golf ball, you have no control.
Yeah.
Nothing. Then it's all up to the elements. Even when it hits the ground, it's not the fucking same. Whereas on a basketball court, it's going to bounce the same every time.
Yeah.
You know, on a hockey field or something like that, on a footy ground, yeah, it's unexpected because the ball's all fucked. But you know, golf is the hardest game
Out
Yeah,
there.
it's got to be.
Out
Both over the entire spectrum. Like
Yeah.
not
golf,
only it's
golf and darts. Darts is impossible.
darts is fucked, man. Darts is so
I love darts.
it's fucked.
Oh God. Now it's January, late January, almost February. At the time of listening to this,
Will it be Feb?
It'll be the 31st by the time this comes
yeah,
out.
yeah, close enough.
And that means that there are new drivers on the market.
There's some new stuff.
There's some new gear out on the shelves.
Yeah. Now, Golf Digest released something. I don't know if it was them first, but well, it actually is because it's called the Hot List. Golf Digest released something just a couple of days ago, and it's labeled the best performing drivers of 2025.
Okay.
So, and there's categories: low handicappers, mid handicappers, and high handicappers. So the reason why they did this is because it's trying to label or trying to put each driver into a category of what the standard of golfers buy and
Yes.
how it performs with them, or what it's made for.
Yeah.
So for low handicappers, which I'm assuming maybe 0 to 10.
It should. Does it not say it
No,
there?
it doesn't say it. It just says low handicappers.
Okay, so yeah, you're thinking maybe you scratch or plus golfers to
I'm assuming that to
7 to 10.
Yeah,
around
something
that
like
mark.
that. Something like that. So the top performing drivers in no particular category, it's just on there at the moment, is the Ping G440 LST,
Yep,
the Srixon ZXi LS.
that's interesting.
I've hit one Srixon driver ever, and that would have been years ago.
Yeah.
So I've never hit a Srixon.
Okay.
TaylorMade QI35 LS, and both the Titleist GT2 and GT3.
Right. So before we go any further
Mm-hmm.
in getting into that and all that kind of stuff, every year there seems to be driver releases. Some brands do
Of
it
sorts, yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
sorts,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Some brands will do it every year. Callaway, Cobra, Ping, not Ping, Callaway, Cobra, TaylorMade, 100%. And a couple others might release one.
I feel
every
like
year.
Callaway and TaylorMade are releasing what it feels like every year.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
The others might release it every
Too.
year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
Titleist,
It's
strictly
usually every 2 years.
2 years.
Yep.
Right? And they've said that they were not going to change. It's going to be like that
I
for
hope
a
they
long time.
don't.
We've had this discussion before in the past where we've discussed how we feel about that. I feel like there's a fine line between continuous quality improvement in driver year upon year and gimmicks, right? So you look at the brands that release every year and you look at some of the stuff they've produced in the past and you go, you can probably single out in your own mind what's been continuous
What's been
quality
hot and
improvement.
what's been not.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We won't go into those details just as of yet, but for general purposes, like I've seen some of the things that have caught my eye in terms of drivers. The QI35 from TaylorMade looks sick.
It is. I can firsthand say now that is a good stick.
It
is a good club.
It is a
I've
good
hit,
stick.
I've hit it. I didn't hit it much, but I don't want to. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not naming. It's not name dropping. It shits all over the stealth.
Yeah, okay.
The stealth. Let's say the stealth went kaput. That
Yeah,
wasn't. That was a dud.
That was not hot.
The QI10 was impressive.
Yes.
It doesn't beat your Titleist or Pings, but the QI35 I hit. I'm like, good stick.
Yeah.
Good stick.
So that seems to be a continuous quality improvement driver.
Yep.
The QI35 as opposed to previous models. You look at something like the Ping
G440.
G440,
I hit that.
which is
Very good.
yeah, correct.
Very good.
But that I think Ping since the G400 have been releasing continuous quality improvement drivers.
Correct.
They're just slowly increasing. They hit that MOY 10,000 number ages ago,
Everyone did.
right? Now they've only started advertising it.
Yeah.
This is the weird thing.
That was like Twist Face.
Correct.
Like, I'm trying to think of the brand that not first did that. There was 3 or 4 other brands that
Had done
implemented Twist Face into a golf club fucking ages ago.
Yeah.
But TaylorMade were the first to go, hey, this is what we're doing. This is why the driver's good.
Suss this out.
And everyone jumped onto it, which is fair enough. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's the first time they heard about it, but it was just a standard thing across golf clubs. So
A couple other things that have caught my eye. Cobra, I think, have done it again.
what?
The dark speed, the Aero dark speed or whatever it is called, it looks awesome. Again, I haven't hit these drivers. I can't really go based on how they're performing, right? I can only go based off what I'm hearing from other people and how they look.
So I've hit every one of these drivers except the Callaway Elite and the Srixon.
Cool.
I haven't hit the Callaway yet.
Strixon surprises me, and this is why.
It's for low handicappers, yeah.
Strixon has come a long way from what I'm hearing again in their drivers. They've been notably a ball manufacturer. They make some decent irons, and they're getting better at making good at irons. And now drivers starting to come out of nowhere. Brooks is obviously signed to Strixon and that family, which is also Zexio, whatever it's called, and Cleveland. The 3 brands are under the one umbrella. And if he's abiding by his contract and using the Strixon driver, it's got to be half decent.
Yeah.
This is a bloke who
you think it's going
pounds
to be
it.
form because you don't want a club head that's going to not produce the speeds that you're looking for, especially with someone like him.
Can you open up here? Hang on, let me do it.
I'll quickly move on to the next one.
The last thing I want to say is this: the Callaway Edge.
Callaway Edge.
Callaway Elite.
Elite.
The reason why I say Edge, right? I'm going to Google both of them, and I want you to tell me.
So here's the thing. Before Callaway released this Elite, I hit the Paradigm and the AI Smoke. The Paradigm was a cheat stick. That thing was unbelievable off the face. It was so hot off the face. The Paradigm was. And then the AI Smoke was just as good. They did basically the same thing. I didn't really notice much of a difference, but apart from cosmetics, they looked slightly different. But this Elite, I haven't seen, I haven't hit the Elite before. Just looking at it now, I'm not a fan.
That's the Callaway Edge.
The fuck?
That's the Costco set that you can buy that Callaway does.
Yeah.
Would you not say it looks a little bit similar to that? In the colorway, some of the branding and stuff.
Go back. Yeah.
It's there's something there. That's the first when I first saw when I first saw the word Elite in the green and all that kind of stuff. That's immediately where I went to. If you want to have a look at it, jump online. There's
the
plenty
Edge kind of
images.
looks like an old Nike guy.
Correct. It's old. It's been out for ages.
Yeah.
But and it's just a Costco set. It's a
that.
package set. But that's where my head went because this is the Callaway Elite.
Across the entire range, the only driver that is the best performing for every single handicapper is the Ping G440.
I'm not surprised.
Which I'm not surprised one bit. So if anyone that does get the chance to hit Ping, the only two brands. Oh no, TaylorMade QI's in there as well. Yeah, well, the top 5 by the looks of it are Callaway, Ping G440 Max, and the LS, and then the GT3 and the GT2.
Yeah.
So those two are the ones that. So yeah, Ping and Titleist seem to
be all
be
throughout.
pretty much on top at the moment.
So and that's that balance of power shift that we've spoken about in the past when it comes to drivers. Because I'm pretty sure we had this discussion pretty early on in the podcast.
Yeah, I think we did as well.
So I made it known then that my thoughts was that for the last 10 years, drivers have been all about how far can we hit it. Let's push the boundaries on how far, how low spin, how high ball speed, and whatever, how far can we get people to hit it. Now that's changed. We've kind of tipped it too far a little bit in terms of distance, and now all of a sudden these drivers are becoming too hard to hit. Some brands have remained on top of it, like
To keep
Ping,
on the planet.
to keep on the planet. Some brands like Ping, Titleist, and even you could argue Callaway at times have turned around and gone, well, actually, no, we need to hit fairways.
Yeah, we need speed, but we need accuracy.
Correct. And there is a perfect world where you can have both. And I think Ping have done that
Ping,
three models ago
Yeah.
in the Ping G425 even, or the 410.
Yeah.
Right? And just went, we're kind of comfy here.
yeah.
Let's just slightly improve this. And they've, in the last 3 models, like I've said, I think they've cemented themselves as the number one all players, all forgiveness, just prime distance, prime forgiveness driver.
Yeah, across the board. Yeah, I've been like, I'm obviously a Titleist player, and I've seen them go up the ranks from all the way from the TS.
Yep.
So, and like I don't think they were top in markets with the 915 or the 917. Yeah, they were a good driver, but there was better.
Yep.
And then the TS came out, we're like, all right, it's better.
Yeah.
TSI came out going, oh, righto, they're onto something here. And the second the TSR came out, the second they made the TSR, right, I'm like, because I loved the TSI.
Yeah.
And then they brought the TSR out, and I'm like, yeah, it can't get better than this.
Nah.
The TSR was unreal. And then now this GT, I'm just like, all right, now this is all you can do. You can't get better. Now there's no way you can get better than
I'll
this.
never forget when
There's
you.
no way you can get better than this.
So this was right around when you started getting your deals with Titleist and stuff, TSI, TSR time. And I remember you ranting and raving about that TSI. And I hit it a few times out of your bag. And I was like, I don't really see it. It does not for me.
Yeah.
And at the time I was using a Sim 2 Max or maybe even my
Something
Speed
like that.
Zone.
You might have been, yeah.
Right? And then then TSR comes out.
Yeah.
And I asked you again, I'm like, how's the TSR? And you said, Drags, listen,
Yeah.
right? Forget anything else.
Yeah.
This is the one.
See, here's the
and
jump.
and
The
I-
TSR, so it went from the TS to the TSI was better, and then it went TSR, and then now it's GT.
Yeah.
So the jump from the TSI to the TSR was massive.
Huge.
Even though the
So-
TSI was still great, the TSR was like different. And
All
now the
of them-
GT, they've just improved a little bit.
I don't think there is, with the exception of maybe 5, I don't think there's any bad drivers that have been produced.
It's the same with iron, same with putters. There's
In the
no
last 10
bad,
years.
there's no bad equipment.
No.
It all complements every different type of golfer. Like I never liked the feeling or sound or the weight of a ping. And now after hitting the G440, I'm like, oh, these are sick.
So that, and again, I've literally just sat here and said that I reckon that Ping have probably cemented themselves as the number one driver brand on the market in the last 3 to 4 models, right?
Mm-hmm.
Generations. And people are probably asking, well, with Drags, you've got a Titleist TSR in the bag. Yeah, that's because I can't get over the godly sight of those turbulators on the Ping and the sound that they've made.
When you see how you hit it and how it sounds and how it feels and how it goes, you don't even notice them.
Yeah, but
But like I said, you concentrate on different things. That's a
the
different
one thing-
golfer. That's
the
a
one-
different type of golfer.
Correct. The one thing we've said to people in the past when trying out new equipment is look down at it behind the ball.
You gotta like.
You've
looking-
got to like what you're
that's-
looking at.
That's putter fitting 101.
Right.
You gotta like what you're looking down.
I
At.
think it's for everything.
Yeah.
There's an
Yeah,
argument
true,
that
you're
it is
right,
for
yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
if
true.
you don't like what you're looking at,
True.
you're not going to have. There's no positivity coming out before you've even taken the club away.
That's true. With the Titleist in particular, I love. Marcus says this all the time. He loves the simplicity that they've stuck with that shiny black crown.
Yep.
Just the plain old polished black crown, and they've done it ever since. Fuck, the 913 I reckon was. Oh, 913 was a bit more grey, but from all I can remember from the 915 onwards has been just that polished black crown, and they haven't changed it once. Obviously, the bottom looks different. Everyone changes
Yeah.
the bottom, but you're looking down at the simplicity of just a polished black crown with a little abbreviation on the top.
Yeah.
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Whereas every other driver looks fucking different. The Ping have done well with keeping those
Turbulators.
whatever you want to call it, the turbulator things on top. They've sort of stuck with that. But I'm not going to say I don't like TaylorMade. I just can't keep up. I don't understand why so many things change all at once within 1 year. Like within 12 months, there's so many different things to look at. It sounds the same. That sounds different, looks different, feels different. It's like I just can't keep up.
Off the top of your dome, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What do you think is the best selling piece of equipment TaylorMade make?
The Spider, the putter.
I'd probably disagree with you. I think it's the P790s. How long have they been out? P790's first model was maybe 2017. You're coming up on nearly 10 years.
Yeah, 17, I'd probably back that because I got my first P770 set when I was...
Yeah, I reckon it's 2017. Right?
Yeah,
Maybe even earlier. Maybe 16.
I don't think it was...
Anyway, regardless.
Yeah.
What have they changed about the P790s? Not an awful lot. Bit of speed
No.
foam here, bit of a different weighting there. Just change this, that.
P790, did you say?
P790s.
Yeah.
They've barely changed at all, right? And they're the best selling irons on the market. Everyone that you know has a set of P790s.
Yeah,
They're
2017.
there you go.
Yeah.
They're so easy to hit. They're so easy to play with.
Yeah.
You can play with them at any level, right? There's a reason for every. I've got a 2-iron in a P790, right? So it's funny that you say that you can't keep up with TaylorMade because they're constantly changing things, but yet their best selling.
Drivers specifically.
All right. Their best selling piece of equipment is a set of irons that's barely changed at all in the last 10 years.
Maybe that's an eye-opener.
Correct.
Maybe that's light bulb.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Titleist has dominated markets
you look-
and so has Ping because they do the same thing. They
Do
do the same thing, just improve it.
Yeah.
Like people don't like change.
Yeah.
People don't like change. Simple.
It'd be like if Ferrari all of a sudden started making motorbikes as well. Be like, no, stick to cars.
They
like,
do, don't they?
I don't think so. They might. I might be stupid and not and
Pretty sure they do.
oblivious.
I'm pretty sure they do.
But it'd be, hypothetically,
But, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Stick to what you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Stick to your guns. What worked, why change it?
Correct.
Like,
So, but it is interesting to see that the two brands that are really focusing more in the last little while on forgiveness as a factor rather than sheer distance are the ones that are like the most effective across the board across all handicaps.
what I've noticed the most, and I'm obviously a bit biased because at Rosanna in particular and the contract I have, I'm surrounded by Titleist, like just flooded by Titleist.
I feel
And
like
then-
if you're in Australia and affiliated to a golf club, you probably know the impact the Titleist has.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's around
Huge.
worldwide as well.
It's huge.
It's like you see even on tour, like you see like not like free agents. They're choosing to use one Vokeys. That's a given. If you think there's a wedge out there that beats a Vokey, you're a fucking idiot. Anyway, sorry about that. Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry. I don't know where that came from. But I'm dead serious.
And the Pro
It's-
V1.
And the Pro V1. They're the two non-negotiables.
Correct.
They dominate, and there's stats to prove it. Whereas with the non-agents, I've noticed so many times they're using GTs now.
Yeah.
So many of them.
And
They
you know
used
what
to
else
not.
they're using? You know what else they're using? T100s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
They're a cheat club.
Yeah.
They're a cheat stick.
There is a lot of Titleist on the market at the moment.
There absolutely is, because they've stuck to their guns and they've just improved it just that much. And like
They've simplified it.
TaylorMade, I feel like have not dominated, but have really top charts in terms of club golf.
Yeah.
I see a lot of TaylorMade out there.
Yeah.
Because they probably speak to those category of golfers probably a bit more. But however, now people are realizing, oh, hang on, Titleist isn't just a blade club with a Pro V1. Oh, this is too good for me to use. I'm not going to bother. It's not like that now. They're promoting, no, this is for everybody. Like there's guys playing off 12 to 14 that are hitting T100s because they can.
I also get the feeling that there's a lot of unnecessary vernacular about golf clubs, right? The names and the categories and all this kind of stuff that we have. You look at again, like, all right, you change the name of a club, GT, TSR, Maverick, fucking Elite, whatever it might be,
whatever it
right?
might be.
You can do that all you like. It's marketing.
Yeah,
At the end of
yeah,
the day.
yeah,
You can't just say Titleist driver and that's it.
Yeah.
Right? But then you hear the like LST, which is a low spin driver, Max, Max Plus, Max Triple Plus, Triple Diamond. What do these all mean?
Yeah.
Right? You look at, again, Titleist is the example. They've got GT 1 to 4, and that's it. 1 is for your beginners. It's the biggest face. It's the biggest head.
It's a lower club head speed and
You know,
lower ball speed.
it's the most help. You're going to go in order from the most help to the least, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
That's all it is,
Yeah.
right? So the 1's going to provide you the most. 2's
Same
going
with
to
the
suit
irons.
the majority of the players. 3, you offer a bit more, maneuverability
Yeah.
with weights and stuff. 4 is your Tour Pro
You're by yourself.
bomb machine, right?
Yeah.
Like that's it,
Yeah.
right? When you start throwing out words like I said, max and double, triple,
Yeah.
quadruple diamond, whatever they might be, it gets confusing.
That's what I can't
And
quite keep up with.
And people who don't understand what they're getting,
yeah.
like if you were to go to me and say, right, I want you to hit this Callaway Elite Triple Diamond, and you said it's a duck's nuts, hit it,
Yeah.
right? And if I bomb the first 3, 275 plus, and they come out the absolute nuts, and I go, yes, sign me up. I don't know that it's the lowest spinning driver on the market. I don't know that it offers the least forgiveness. I don't know that it's not going to suit me on 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning in the middle of July. How do I know that shit?
Here's my comparison. Here's how you know a brand is doing
It's also the
something
most expensive.
Yeah. Here's how you know a brand is doing something better than another or something like that. If you compare it to cars,
Yeah.
for example, if I sat here and asked you, what do you drive? And you told me you drive a Toyota Hilux fucking twin turbo something else.
Yeah.
That's your TaylorMade QI35 LST HD TV, right? And I'm like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what model that is. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what that means. Whereas if you ask me, what do you drive? Ferrari.
That's it.
Oh, but that's same as me saying GT2.
Mm.
Everyone knows what that means. You don't have to say I drive a GT2.
What putter have you got, Scotty Cameron?
Scotty Cameron. Exactly. What car do you have? Lambo. Everyone knows what that means. Rather than saying I've got the TaylorMade Spider, fucking something. I don't actually know the spiders. I don't know what
whatever
they
it
are.
might
I
be.
don't know what they are. But
You're 100% right. You don't
so
want to.
that's how you know like not only the marketing's done well, but the brand speaks for itself.
Correct.
Like what shoes do you wear? Oh, FootJoys. Oh, beautiful. Like and then
Yeah.
I don't actually know other.
Yeah, let's. Yeah, I don't think you're. I don't think you're in
that.
the best position to start comparing that sort of stuff.
But with the drivers, I can.
But you
With
make
the drivers,
sense.
I know. You know what I mean.
You make sense
You know what I mean.
in the sense that, like, yes, brands and the reputation of those will speak for themselves.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
if you are in the market for a new driver for 2025, do some research.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, we can recommend stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, I will hold my hands up. Haven't hit a single one of them.
Yeah.
Right. I've hit your GT, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Right.
I can personally recommend there is like you said earlier, there isn't actually a driver out there that you're not gonna like. People you're gonna be like, that's not for me. But I like the top 4 brands. The top 4 brands are Titleist, Ping, TaylorMade, and Callaway.
The one piece of advice I will give anybody who's in the market for any new golf clubs: do your research and be humble about where you sit in because things are there. Like all the research is there, all the information
Yeah.
is there.
Yeah.
These clubs will suit a mid-level handicap player best. If you feel like you're in that category, try them. If you feel like you're a bit of a better ball striker, try something a little bit better.
Yeah. But that's
Or
that's
try
all up
something
to
a
the
little bit
fit. That's all
smaller.
up to the fitter you go.
It's
see.
all up to the fitter, but here's the problem, right? Some fitters, especially fitters in massive golf shops where every brand is there, will just go, right, you smash it.
Yeah.
You swing it quick.
Yeah.
Triple diamond.
Yeah.
Little do they know you play off 28 and you played baseball your whole life, so you just got a quick swing.
Yeah.
It's not staying on the planet,
Doesn't mean anything.
but yeah.
Anyway.
Go try some new drivers. There's always
Yeah.
good stuff out
Yeah.
there. Just be careful about what you buy, as always.
Yeah.
See your local professional.
Except by Titleist. or ping.
Or ping.
Yeah.
Speak to your local professional.
Yeah.
Questions from the second cut, Jolly.
Or us. All right, go for it.
I have two.
Oh, fuck. All right.
Do you want me to start with?
Absolutely.
All right, the first one.
Go for it.
How many golf balls do you think you've hit in your life?
Oh, fucking hell. you serious?
me and SGM were having to think about this the other day. I don't think the number is as big as you think it is.
I have no idea.
Have a guess.
Do you know
I've got a rough idea
of how many I've hit?
of how many
Oh.
I've hit. I've got a rough idea. It's probably not accurate. It's also probably not as big as you might think.
That's what she said.
Hey.
Hey! Oh, you serious? I have no idea. Hang on.
Now, keep in mind, you play a round of golf on a weekend. You might hit 35 balls to start with, right? Go out there and have 70 on the weekend, right? There's 105 balls on one day. Then you might go practice for 4 hours a couple days a week, hit another 500 balls each, or maybe 300 balls each of those days. But I'm talking everything. How many times have you made contact with a golf ball with a golf club? Just give me a ballpark.
700,000.
Okay. Honestly, I might that might be reasonable.
Don't know.
Michael,
it could be 4 million. It could be 41. I don't know, man. I have no idea.
Michael and SGM and I did a little bit of maths, and our
fuck.
maths ain't the greatest,
Yeah.
and we had it for each of us around about that 250,000 mark.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was
still a lot.
That was based on our most, like, from the time that we were playing the most. So, like, when I was going to 2 driving range sessions a week, playing on the weekend, playing on Marty.
I sort of tried to dumb it down as if I hit 30 balls before a round in the past.
if
I hit 30 balls and had 70, say I hit 100 balls, say I hit 120 balls
every comp round.
every comp round, and I play 2 comp rounds a week for a year. Like, that's
could-
240 times 52. Whatever the fuck. Is that 10,000? Is that what that is?
Hold on. So you said
Maybe.
120 golf balls
Yeah, I think that's 10,000. A bit over 10,000.
times 2
Yeah, times 2 times 52.
times 52.
Say that's in 1 year. So what's that? 13,000 something?
12,480.
So same 12,000 and then times that since I was 10. So 13 years. Do 12 years. Times 12. So that's probably 150,000 something.
149,000.
Cool. So 149. That's just comp rounds.
That's just
and
comp
I
rounds.
reckon I've done. Oh man, then all the practice sessions. Yeah, I'm gonna say 500,000, 600,000 maybe.
Yeah. That's about
That's
right.
my best fucking guess.
I reckon that'd be pretty close. It's so hard to judge because unless you're literally counting how many balls you hit every session for your whole life, there's no way to know.
Nah.
It's just one of those questions that we were walking down a fairway and I turned to SGM. I'm like, how many balls do you reckon you've hit in your life? And he's like, fuck. Had the same reaction as you. He had the same reaction.
man.
He's like, honestly, how do you work that out?
I have no idea. Yeah, that's weird.
It's just an average.
That's weird.
Do you want me to go again?
Yeah, go again because I've actually changed my second cut question on
Sweet.
sort of similar onto the back of that.
On the back of that, so we've just asked you how many golf balls you've hit in your life. How much money would you need to be paid to never play golf again in any form?
Fuck.
Never again. You can't hit a golf ball.
I don't think I could be sane.
That's not the question. The question is, give me a figure. I hand you over. I wire you some cash right now. However much you want, you never strike a golf ball again.
Nah, I don't think I could.
Nah.
I don't think I could put a dollar.
10 mil?
Nah. No way.
20 mil?
No way. It's in the trillions.
Fair enough.
It's nah, I couldn't.
Yeah, fair enough.
You could give me 100 billion right now.
So I saw
and
this-
to throw everything out and not hit a golf ball again. I'd be like,
You can consume golf. You can consume it and watch it and be a part of it all
no,
you
because that'll
like.
make me more mad. I would buy Tasmania tomorrow, right? And probably New Zealand as well with 100 billion, right? But like you could do whatever you fucking want. But if I'm just going right now, it's 10 o'clock in the morning right now on my day off in my $300 million super yacht going through Monaco, and I'm like, fuck, could go play 9, but I can't. But I've got 100 billion. Nah, there's no dollar figure.
I actually agree with you on this.
I couldn't do it.
I don't think there is.
Nah. Transfer me $1 million, I'll keep playing. But nah. There wouldn't be enough money or anything else on the planet that you could offer me for me not to play.
Good answer.
Nah,
I like it.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
Have you got one?
Yeah, I've changed mine.
Okay.
Mine's completely opposite to your first question. How many golf balls do you think you've lost?
Oh, lost.
Lost. How many golf balls do you think you've lost?
Shit. Okay,
Just
so
let's just say anytime you've played 9 holes or more.
no, just in general. How many golf
You
balls have I
reckon?
lost
Every time you stepped up onto the golf course,
I
how many golf
reckon-
balls do not come home with you?
over the course of my life?
Just every time, the second you first stepped up onto a
that's a
tee to
lot.
now. A lot.
No. Because I had a number in my head. I'm like, actually, that's a fair bit. I had 1,000 in my head.
Oh, yeah.
1,000, because obviously, like I've lost a lot more golf balls previously than I do now.
Correct.
Right, when I was a lot worse than I am now,
Correct.
even despite how shit I,
I
am
actually
at the
no
moment.
shit. I reckon in the past 3 years, I've lost more golf balls in the last 3 years from when I was 20 till now than I would have when I was like 10 till 12.
Yeah.
because I didn't hit the golf ball anyway.
Yeah,
So I reckon I've lost more now than I would have.
Yeah,
now.
that's not about-
I don't know why, but
if I've lost, it'll be around between 400 to 600, maybe
yeah. How much money do you reckon that's cost you?
a few $1,000s.
You reckon?
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's like let's say you average it out to $60 a dozen because you've bought a dozen for $35 and $40, and then you
Yeah.
bought Pro Vs. So let's say $60 a dozen.
I'll work it out for you.
So do
So if
do do say
so if I do 600 golf balls
yeah.
divided by 12 is 50 dozen
times 60.
times 60.
Is that $3
It's
grand?
$3,000. It's about right. I'd say about that. Because
Actually,
you know,
can
I'm
take-
thinking
if anyone is listening, do you have a formula or something that you could actually determine how many the average golfer would lose
yeah, but here's the thing, like that's all well and
in
good.
a certain span?
That's
in
all
a
well
certain
and good.
time
That's
span.
but that's just rounds, comp rounds and stuff. Do you know how many practice sessions I've had at Berg where I've brought my own balls to go and chip and putt
shank
with,
one into the bush.
chip half a dozen, and shanked them and lost them, or hit them thin into the bush and just gone, fuck, that's gone. Or just I
don't think that's
how many times have you stood on a tee box when we're playing holes after work and just snap hooked one onto another fairway and just gone, psh, it's a river pebble.
I wouldn't
it's a river
count
pebble.
that.
No,
I don't think that's
what it
a-
is. It's a lost ball. You're not taking it home with you. That was the criteria you set.
Yeah, I'll pay that.
So, how many times have we done that where you just pump a couple of drivers out there and just go, all right, I hit 5, I found 3 of them. Oh, well. There's somebody else's down.
All right,
Happens-
if you call that.
I reckon 5 to 600 is a fair round figure. There's every chance it's more.
Yeah.
There's every chance it's more. There's also every chance it's less. Oh, that's a good question, though. I rate it a lot.
Yeah. I would love to know. Does anyone know how many they've lost?
Yeah.
Like,
Here's one for you.
Oh,
Last
fuck.
one.
Here we
Last
go.
one. We'll wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up
How
now.
much money do you reckon you've spent on driving range balls?
oh,
I think I might have asked this question in the past. I reckon it's a few. I reckon
it'd be more for you.
I reckon it's thousands for me.
No, I don't. I reckon it's less than $1,000 for me.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a fiend back in the day.
Yeah, I reckon it's less than $1,000. Like I've had my fair share of going to driving ranges and paying $25 for 100 balls.
Yeah.
I've had my fair share doing that.
We used to do it all the time.
But I don't reckon I've done that more than 30 times.
There was a good solid 3-year period after I joined Berg where I was doing that maybe once a week, if not twice.
Yeah.
90 balls, $20, bang. Or even might have even been less back in the day. It was like $16 for 100 balls.
Yeah.
It was piss
Now
money.
it's $30 for 20 balls.
Yeah, it's fucked. It's ridiculous. Inflation sucks.
Yeah, I might honestly just to answer the question, maybe a flat 1,000. Oh no, 800. Fuck yeah, 800.
All right,
Because I
done.
said it was under $1,000. Maybe. Oh fucked if I know. I have no idea.
I feel like we should have another questions from the second cut episode.
I agree.
Soon.
I agree. I reckon we should go through some of the TikToks or Instagram vids and see if anyone has any questions. We might make that an episode.
Here is the call out to everyone listening to this podcast. If you've gotten this far in, when we are almost 1 year into this podcast.
Yeah.
Right? Questions from the second cut. Questions from the second cut has by far and away been our favorite segment. And it's by far and away been yours.
And it's been the longest
Right.
one too. Longest running.
Yeah, correct. This is a call out to you. Send them in.
Yeah.
Any questions you've got for us, they don't have to be would you rathers. They don't have to be anything. If there's personal questions you want us to answer about our upbringings or whatever it might be through the game of golf, let us know. Shoot us to DMs. Let us know in the comments, wherever you might find us. Let us know what your questions are. Do it in writing. Don't tell us when you see us on the golf course. We'll forget. Right? Please just send it to us in writing of some form. We'll collate them all. And then maybe in maybe 2 to 3 weeks' time, we'll do another questions from the second cut episode.
Yeah, cool. I like where your head's up.
All right.
I like where your head's up.
Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning into this week's episode of the Gold Jacket, Green Jacket podcast. Next week, 1 year anniversary of the podcast.
It is.
We're very much looking forward to it. If you are listening on Spotify, head over to YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for everyone who's subscribed already. And if you haven't, please do so now. Now's the perfect moment. If you're listening on YouTube, head over to Spotify, do the same thing. Thank you again for all the 5-star reviews. Thank you for all the love on the TikTok and the Instagram. We do very much appreciate it. We will see you next week for episode number 52, 1 year anniversary. Hit them very, very well. See you then. Cheers.